Today we're going to discuss 4.5 funky things about living in Myrtle Beach. Hi, my name is Lance McMillan with Mango Homes powered by Keller Williams Myrtle Beach. I am a licensed realtor serving the Myrtle Beach area, and today we're going to be talking about 4 funky things that you will find living in Myrtle Beach. And one thing that's kind of funky that I find the most interesting of all, I don't get it. Maybe you can help me with it. We're going to go over that one at the very end. The first thing that we're going to talk about is, how do you define Myrtle Beach? What is Myrtle Beach? If you're researching real estate in Myrtle Beach and you don't live here, you're going to see all kinds of names of places that aren't Myrtle Beach yet show up in your listings. And what's more confusing than that is, if you look at a map, Myrtle Beach stretches about 40 miles, yet the population is only supposed to be 30,000 people, and everybody lives here? It doesn't make any sense. Here's the deal with that. Myrtle Beach proper only refers to one tiny little bit of Myrtle Beach, which is basically the downtown area where all the tourists play. And there are about a dozen incorporated towns stretching from the North Carolina border all the way down to Winyah Bay, which are loosely referred to as Myrtle Beach, yet are not named Myrtle Beach. Now, the towns here are not like they are up north. Up north, you started out with the central town about 500 years ago, and from that central town sprang all the other towns, which is why you have a place like Yorkshire, and then you'll have East Yorkshire, and then you'll have Northeast Yorkshire, and then you'll have South. You get the idea. Down here, starting at the North Carolina line, you will find Little River, Cherry Grove, North Myrtle Beach, Atlantic Beach, Briarcliffe Acres, Downtown Myrtle Beach, Socastee, Surfside Beach, Garden City Beach, Murrells Inlet, Litchfield Beach, and Pawleys Island. If you see real estate listings with those names, that's pretty much Myrtle Beach. There are 4 other outlying areas which are pretty much associated with Myrtle Beach, but they're not exactly Myrtle Beach. And those areas, and these areas are further out. It's Loris, Longs, Conway, and Aner. The outlying areas of Myrtle Beach that I just named generally have more of a country, down-home lifestyle if you're into that. But by no means is that exclusive to those areas. Every town in Myrtle Beach has its own distinct flavor and its own distinct price point and lifestyle. But even inside of those neighborhoods, you'll find a lot of variety. Even in a place like Pawleys Island, where a lot of people would say it's crazy expensive, you can still find affordable places to live. Before we segue into the next point, if you like this video and you like the content and you're enjoying it and you're learning something from it, please leave a comment below and like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel spread. There's a lot of people who could see this content and benefit from it if you do that. So from me to you, thank you for doing that. The second funky thing that you'll see about living in Myrtle Beach, especially if you're shopping for real estate online, is the Carolina Room. The Carolina Room is a 4-season sunroom that functionally serves as an outdoor living room for you and your family, and they're really popular here at the beach. Now, some people will refer to a 3-season room as a Carolina Room, but let me explain the difference between a 3-season room and a 4-season room, and then you'll see how that's not exactly accurate. A 3-season room is a room that you can live in 3 seasons out of the year, the odd season being summer. That's because a 3-season room is called a 3-season room because it doesn't have air conditioning. And in South Carolina, especially in Myrtle Beach, there's no way you're hanging out outside in the dead of summer in a enclosed area. You're asking for death if you're doing that. Now, a 4-season room, an all-season room, that has air conditioning. It's enclosed. It's a kind of a sunroom, but it's also part of your home. And because it's heated and cooled and it has square footage and it's enclosed along with your home, it counts towards the size of your house. So having a Carolina room, a 4-season room versus a 3-season room actually adds value to the price of your home. That's because nothing boosts the value of a home more than adding square footage to it. But it has to be heated and cooled square footage for it to count. So, pro tip, if you're buying an older home and you're rehabbing it and it doesn't have a Carolina room and you've got a little bit of land that comes with the home, add a Carolina room. You'll pay money up front, but it will add to the value of your home, and when you turn around and sell it, you'll get your money back. There are a number of local companies who will help you do this. Carolina Home Exteriors in Murrells Inlet specializes in this. You can find them online. They offer online quotes. It's a really good company. They are not a sponsor of this video. That's a free endorsement. They're just awesome. The second thing that I want to talk about here in Myrtle Beach that's kind of funky about living here are living garages. Now, I honestly don't know what name to give a living garage other than a living garage, but you'll see what I mean when I explain. This kind of goes hand in hand with the Carolina room in that the weather here is really nice most of the time, and you can spend a lot of time outdoors. Couple that with the fact that there are almost no, in fact, I don't think I've ever seen a basement here in Myrtle Beach. You couldn't dig one. You drowned by the time you got done with it because the water table is so high. Add all that together and what do you get? You get a garage that functions basically as a basement does up north. Think about it. You want to put in a pool table or a really nice TV and then put up all your Yankees stuff so you can watch the Yankees games or Dolphins games or whatever the case may be. But you don't have a basement. Your garage can serve that function. There's your man cave. There's your she shed. And all you got to do is go to Home Depot and get a little outdoor shed to put your lawnmower and your rake and all that kind of stuff. These are so popular down here that you'll see some places that have removed the garage door and replaced it with a giant frame that has a screen and maybe even a screen door attached to it. Presto changeo, now everybody has a place to go watch the game on Sunday. The last funky thing about living in Myrtle Beach that we're going to talk about are raised homes that aren't on the beach. So you're sitting on the internet and you're looking at nice places in Myrtle Beach that you might want to buy, and you come across one that's raised on stilts, but it's nowhere near the beach. Huh? I promise you there is a very, very good reason for that. Raised homes are raised to mitigate a flooding risk. Why is there a flooding risk if you're not at the beach? There are two major waterways that cut Myrtle Beach off from the rest of South Carolina. They merge and then dump into Winyah Bay down between Pawleys Island and Georgetown. These two waterways are called the Wachesaw River and the Intercoastal Waterway. Hurricanes tend to not directly hit Myrtle Beach. Most of the time they'll end up hitting North Carolina, and that's good because it spares us from a hurricane strike, right? Well, there's side effects from that. All that water dumps into North Carolina and it runs downhill, and it comes right here. In some cases, depending on how the hurricane hits, the flooding can be worse on the river than it is on the beach. That's why you see a lot of these homes that aren't necessarily directly on the beach up on stilts. Those guys are worried about flooding from one of the rivers. If you want to learn more about flooding, I have the mother of all playlists about flooding here on my YouTube channel. If you look it up, there's going to be 5 videos in there. They'll teach you everything you need to know, along with whether the home that you're looking at is in a flood zone or not. Not just for obvious reasons, but because if you do live in a flood zone, you will be required to buy flood insurance. And nobody wants that ugly surprise after they sign a contract to buy a house. Okay, now to our last item that I referred to in the beginning of the video. It's kind of funky. I just don't understand it. I mean, well, you'll see. We get a lot of people moving down here from up north, and that's awesome because they bring things with them. Like pizza. There are a number of New York worthy pizza places down here in Myrtle Beach. Near me, I would say Gino's. Your mileage may vary. If you were to ask me about a good Italian bakery, everybody in Myrtle Beach would say incredible place. If you're from the South and you can't pronounce half the things on the menu at that bakery, you know it's authentic. And we have Turkish food, and we have German food, and we have amazing 5-star steak restaurants. You can get fondue, Polish, Middle Eastern, Brazilian, in like 4 different places. But you know what? I'll be darned if we don't have a real honest-to-God Jewish deli. I could be mistaken, but I know every single neighborhood from North Carolina all the way down to Georgetown, and I'll be darned if I've ever seen it. And darn it, that ain't right. So here's where you can help me. If you know of a good deli somewhere in Myrtle Beach, please leave it in the comments. You'll be helping me, and you'll be helping every other person that watches this video. So, do the world a service. Please find us a good deli here in Myrtle Beach. That was 4.5 funky things about living here at Myrtle Beach. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, give a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Again, the more that you subscribe and interact on the channel, the more that it spreads, the more people can enjoy the content. Thank you for your time. And remember, whether you're buying or selling, go Mango. If you like that, maybe you like these videos right here on the screen. They're here. I just can't see them. They're here.